Hello, my fellow travelers. I am happy to see you this morning. I guess you're seeing me, but in my mind's eye, I'm seeing you too. I just wanted to make a quick video, 2 points, because it's a super full moon and the moon is in Taurus. My moon is in Taurus and my Venus is in Taurus too, I think. So I just kind of love the earth element stuff. I'm young earth, I can't help it. And this moon has been supercharged with a lot of things, and I have been inspired. I have a fire in me. I'm writing more. I'm not sharing everything I've written. I've got to trickle it a little. But if you go to missmicah.com, I'll link it below the video, but there's a blog called Reflections, and it goes into a little bit, it's somewhat of a sexual blog. I'm going to write more about sexuality in relationships because it's a very popular question. Probably 90% of the women that come to me, whatever they discuss in relationships when they're talking with me, things always come full circle into sex. Sex is something that's important for women to discuss with each other and to feel related to, especially since there's usually shame or guilt around our sexuality. And there are multiple reasons I will not get into why that's possible. But when we have known past, like in my case, one of the reasons I resonate to this topic and I relate to it so much, not just because I have so much Taurus and I love the sensual aspect of life, but I have known physical traumas in childhood that affected my development, and I had known in my adult life abuses and traumas, and and then taking my life back, I was stripped of everything and I lost everything, including time with my son, which there is nothing more devastating than losing a connection with your child. I can't even imagine losing a child in death. That would be unimaginable to me. The most devastating thing, even more than when I was homeless for a while, was losing the ability to be able to see my child. But I took my life back, and I feel as though I have become the epitome of being able to transmute past traumas or abuse. And people in my life, no matter what our dynamic was in the past, everybody's healthier. And that's a good thing. Everyone has been able to do something for themselves in order to heal and transmute that. And sometimes we beat ourselves up because we feel like we're not healing fast enough, or we are not doing enough, or I shouldn't be feeling a certain way anymore because it's been this long. And that's not healthy, because emotional scars are very real also. So I wrote this in a way to help people appreciate transmutation and how someone can come along and help reflect something in yourself. So it's not overtly sexual, but you'll get the gist of the sacredness of a union like this in the writing. I was going to split it up, but it's if I split it up into parts, it would ruin the potency of it. So you're just gonna have to read it all. And that brought me to the beginning of this whole journey when I lost everything and I was stripped, and I felt like I was, like, figuratively and metaphorically on my knees begging God for a reason why he was keeping me alive. I had done that more than once, but I promised if I found a way to pull myself out of it without relying on another human being too much. I have had countless people I've been blessed with when I am really devastated, from people I worked with to friends to family. And I vowed that I would find a way to be what I needed during that time, because I needed the emotional support. I needed somebody's perspective. I need somebody that could resonate with what I had been through. But we don't talk about this stuff enough, especially as women. We talk about being empowered, but when it comes to the raw, vulnerable traumas and abuses, in order to process them, and I don't mean saying stuck in your story, I mean, as an observer, this was my experience. I need help moving forward. I need help doing something with it, because it's still this stagnant thing that's stuck somewhere in my body or my psyche. And how do I move it? How do I make something good out of something so awful? That is what I needed. And I didn't know where to go. And you lose something. You're stripped of your dignity when you're going through things like this, especially if you've known someone who, in a relationship, and there's any kind of an emotional abuse or gaslighting, you are so stripped raw that you don't know how to ask for help. And then when like the economy hit and I lost everything, I lost my income, my home, my vehicle, everything, the ability to see my child, I needed to know that I was capable of putting my life back together without depending on someone else. And I had a wonderful partner for a few years who helped me see myself. And a lot of times when I write, I will reference that dynamic in that relationship because it was so powerfully healing for me. And I want to make sure that I can be what I needed. So I'm working on my financial health now because I've gotten everything else pretty much squared away. I feel great. But now I need to come up with a way, and anybody who has ideas or wants to comment, I am really asking for support here. I want to create a nonprofit for women, and I have the website domain, I have the name, I have everything. And yes, eventually I would like to get a man involved that can be a support system more for men. Obviously, I'm going to resonate and relate more to what women are going through. But I have all of it arranged in the background. But what I need is I'm working full time and I'm trying to support myself and get my life back together. So I'm still trying to figure out how to get my teeth fixed from all the trauma. That's next on my list, and then a vehicle. So I'm working on myself again. I'm trying to get myself there. But at the same time, I feel this fire to continue helping women. So whenever I work with someone, and I'm inviting anybody who would like to work with me, if you feel it was worth any financial contribution, I'm going to put that financial contribution to creating this nonprofit so that women will have a hub, a go-to, of support when they're going through something traumatic. And I have a lot of connections. I was mentored in trauma psychology for 5 years. I know women who are trauma psychologists. I know massage therapists. I know so many different types of facilitators in healing and working with trauma on so many different levels. What I'm good at is vetting which direction people should go. I've been in the medical industry in the Western world my whole life, and studying so much Eastern medicine too, I am really good at helping people understand the wisdom of uniting both of those and in their healing process, physically, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically. So when you're in one of those spaces, you're not sure which direction to go next. And I'm really good at helping people understand that, male or female, it doesn't matter. I'm really good at that, period. But the goal is to create the nonprofit so that when women are in crisis, that they have somewhere to go, to feel related to, and to feel support. And hopefully I will grow a community of people that are willing to volunteer a portion of their time. And then maybe eventually it can grow into something greater. That is my passion. That is what I'm working on. And that is my super moon intention for this Taurus full moon. So anything you can do to help, if you have any ideas, if you have any critiques on what I could do, how I can harness my message. Right now I'm focusing on how guilt and shame keep us from forgiving ourselves and how we can transmute that into something more potent and to help other people. Because everybody's so angry and hurt right now. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but it feels like the world's going crazy. And if we felt more related to, and if we were working on the things that we keep stuffing down and burying and expecting other people to fix for us, then we would see a lot less of what we're seeing right now. So join me in looking within at how we can better connect with ourselves, our unmet needs, our past pain, our past trauma, have it related to, have somebody hear you. And then what can we do to transmute that into something healing for ourselves, the people closest to us, our communities, our country, and our planet? So I hope that you read, share the videos, share the blogs, comment, have a discussion. Anything that doesn't resonate, I would love you to comment on it. I want people to question things. It's part of getting to know who you are in questioning things. We can do this respectfully, with compassion, without critiquing or criticizing other people. So join me in doing that. Thank you, and I look forward to hearing more from you. Thank you for all your messages, by the way. You guys are awesome.